They say history repeats itself, and in gaming, that usually means another Chosen One story where a plucky hero saves the world. Kaku Ancient Seal is exactly that. But here's the twist. It's also one of the most imaginative caveman adventures I've played in years. From elemental temples to puzzle-filled ruins, Kaku blends exploration, combat, and creativity into something that feels both familiar and fresh. The very first thing that hits you when playing Kaku Ancient Seal is the art style. It's gorgeous in a way that immediately brings to mind games like Kena Bridge of Spirits or Song of Nunu. Long story short, it feels like you're playing a cartoon. And I don't mean that in a "this is just for kids" kind of way. I mean it looks so polished and expressive that it could have rolled straight out of a DreamWorks or Pixar movie. Kaku in particular has a charm and fluidity that makes him feel at home alongside other modern animated heroes. And just like Song of Nunu, there's a heartwarming duo at the center of it all. A young boy with wide-eyed wonder and his trusty animal sidekick. Nunu has Willump the Yeti, Kaku has his flying pig Piggy, and both relationships help ground their fantastical worlds with a sense of playfulness and companionship. It's the kind of world where you can just stop, look around, and feel like you're inside an interactive animated film. Kaku Ancient Seal runs with one of the oldest stories in gaming, the Chosen One prophecy. Kaku isn't out looking to save the world, he just stumbles into it. One minute he's chasing after his flying pig Piggy, the next he's accidentally wrapped up in an ancient prophecy where, surprise, the fate of the entire world rests on his shoulders. And of course, this destiny conveniently comes with some pretty cool superpowers. To set things right, Kaku and Piggy have to explore 4 massive realms, each one holding an elemental temple. Inside these temples lie the corrupted elemental lords, and it's your job to defeat them and reclaim their souls. Now, is the story groundbreaking? Not really. It's familiar but still engaging enough to keep you moving forward. What hurts immersion a bit, though, is the presentation. There's no fully voiced dialogue here. Cutscenes have characters grunting and making caveman sounds, which is charming in its own way. But once you're out in the open world, conversations with NPCs are entirely text-based. It works, and the writing gets the job done, but it does feel like a missed opportunity to add that extra layer of storytelling polish. Still, even with its shortcomings, the narrative sets up the adventure well. A simple but solid framework for you to dive into the real meat of the game. Exploration is at the heart of Kaku. Each of the 4 elemental realms is packed with resources, secrets, and side activities, and almost everything you find has a purpose. Plants can be brewed into potions that restore health or stamina, and minerals can be forged into elemental pellets for your slingshot. Other materials directly boost your damage output, while glowing crystals are spent on unlocking new abilities in your skill tree. The game practically encourages you to be a hoarder, and luckily there's no inventory or weight limit holding you back. If you see it, grab it, because chances are you'll need it. But resource gathering is just one piece of the puzzle. The map itself is hidden under a layer of fog, and uncovering it means seeking out ancient towers. Instead of simply climbing to the top, these towers lock you into a clever sliding puzzle. The catch? You have to solve it in a set number of moves, which makes each one a little brain teaser in itself. Then there are the ruin keys. Easily one of the most valuable things you can collect. These unlock challenges within the realm of ruin, a special dimension you can access at any time thanks to Piggy's teleport ability. Inside, you'll face locked doors that hide different types of trials, platforming gauntlets, intricate puzzles, or straight-up combat arenas. The reward for beating them is always worth it, permanent upgrades to your maximum health or stamina. It's a great incentive to break up your main quest with some side diversions. Kaku's combat system revolves around 3 core weapons: the slingshot, the club, and the arm blade. Each serves a different purpose, and together they make battles feel more tactical than you'd expect from a caveman adventure. The slingshot handles ranged damage, but it's more than just a rock flinger. You can craft elemental pellets to add status effects, letting you shock, burn, or poison enemies from a distance. It's also a handy tool for resource gathering. Shoot at crystals, rocks, or plants, and they'll shatter instantly, with the loot auto-collecting straight into your bag. Honestly, that's a lifesaver when you don't feel like running around picking up every pebble. The club is your bread-and-butter weapon, delivering heavy swings and combo chains that feel impactful. It's all about raw damage and finishing power. But the arm blade adds a layer of finesse. Hitting enemies with it doesn't drain their health, it chips away at their poise bar. Break that and you'll stagger them, opening a window for a devastating club finisher. The blade also doubles as your parry tool. Time it right, and you can counterattack for massive payback. It's a system that rewards switching between weapons instead of just mashing one button. Slingshot to weaken, blade to stagger, club to crush. Simple but effective and surprisingly satisfying when it all clicks. Piggy also plays a bigger role here than just comic relief. His abilities let you cross gaps, skim across lakes in a bubble, or zip in and out of the Ruin Realm. He's less of a sidekick and more of a prehistoric Swiss Army knife. What I love about this setup is how well it balances things out. Puzzles, resource management, exploration, and combat all feed into each other. You're never stuck doing the same thing for too long, and every time you venture off the beaten path, you're rewarded with something meaningful. It's a gameplay loop that feels tight, rewarding, and consistently fun. Kaku Ancient Seal may not reinvent the stone wheel, but it shines with charm. The world is gorgeous and teeming with secrets and side quests, and the simple story means you can focus on the fun stuff, exploring, solving puzzles, and wailing on big monster bosses. What really sells it for me is how all the pieces come together. The DreamWorks-style visuals, the familiar yet engaging Chosen One setup, and a gameplay loop that keeps you bouncing between exploration, puzzles, and combat without ever feeling repetitive. Sure, the lack of full voice acting holds the story back a bit, but that's a small gripe in a game that is consistently fun to play. At the end of the day, Kaku Ancient Seal feels like stepping into an interactive animated film, colorful, playful, and full of life. If the idea of teaming up with a flying pig, outsmarting ancient puzzles, and taking down corrupted elemental gods sounds appealing, then this prehistoric adventure absolutely deserves a spot on your radar. Kaku's journey was tough. Defeating the elemental guardians is no small feat, but I've got a much easier quest for you. Smash that subscribe button and join our tribe so you won't miss any future adventures. And circling back to Song of Nunu for a moment, yes, it feels like Kaku took some inspiration there, but at the same time, Song of Nunu clearly drew from Rhyme. In fact, when you look closer, it seems like every Riot Forge game borrows from the developer's previous work. I dive into that theory in my next video. Are Riot Forge games just League-flavored clones? So check it out next.